shooting and stabbing spree from Garden Grove to Santa Ana has left 4 people dead, 2 others injured this morning. It lasted for 2 hours last night and spread out over a number of locations, mainly along Harbor Boulevard.
And this morning we have live team coverage. Our Tina Patel and Candace Crone are at 2 of the crime scenes. So let's start with Tina with the very latest on the suspect's arrest. Tina, good morning to you.
Good morning. This 7-Eleven in Santa Ana is where the suspect was finally taken into custody. The store just reopened a few minutes ago, but employees did not want to talk to us on camera, still in shock over the security guard that was killed here yesterday. He was one of the 6 victims. Now take a look at this map that shows just what happened yesterday afternoon. Police say the first call was a burglary at an apartment complex in Garden Grove. Minutes later, there was an armed robbery at a nearby bakery. Then 2 people stabbed to death at that same apartment complex. Then an armed robbery at a cash business. Shortly after, an armed robbery at an insurance business. An employee was stabbed there but survived. A man also survived after being stabbed at a nearby gas station. Then a man stabbed and killed at a Subway restaurant in Santa Ana before the fatal stabbing here at the 7-Eleven. This is where undercover police officers were finally able to take the suspect into custody. We have video of that. Now, police are not identifying him this morning. All we're being told is that he is 33 years old from Garden Grove and that he reportedly had a gun as well as a large knife on him. We talked to one man who witnessed the stabbing at the gas station.
He stabbed the guy. He stabbed him right here, and he cut, like, shanked him right through his nose.
Describe the knife.
It was pretty long. It was a long knife. It was crazy.
And what is even more crazy this morning is that police still do not have a motive. They say it appeared that the man picked the businesses and the victims at random. He did not have any ties to any of the people who were killed or injured. Back out here live, police were hoping we'll release more information about the man as the morning goes on. Right now, all they're saying about why he may have done this is that he was full of pure hate. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Tina, thank you. And this all started as a report of a burglary at a Garden Grove apartment complex.
CBS 2's Candace Crone continues our team coverage with that part of the story. Candace?
Yeah, investigators have been out here going on 14 hours now. You can see the street is still taped off. They've got the mobile command center on the other side of the street. Now, this is where the suspect lived and where all of the mayhem started yesterday evening. Take a look at this video. That's when police received a report of a burglary around 4 o'clock at an apartment here in the 12,000 block of Gentges Avenue. Well, not long after that crime, investigators say that the suspect allegedly came back to the same apartment and stabbed and killed 2 men here. One of the victims was pronounced dead inside the unit, and a second man was found on the ground outside the apartment. Now, he was taken to UCI Medical Center where he died. Authorities believe that the 2 men somehow confronted the suspect and that an altercation happened. We have since learned one of the victims is a 62-year-old grandfather, and we spoke to his wife about this whole ordeal.
He died because of many wounds. So probably the guys who stabbed them with no reason came and robbed him, then came back.
Now, so far, the victims' identities have not yet been released, but what we do know is that authorities, just like in the other instances, they say that the suspect, they do not believe that he knew the victims or had any sort of relationship with them, and that this was all random. Live in Garden Grove, Candace Crone, CBS 2 News this morning.